What can we learn from the third commandment? And I quote, "You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain." Exodus 27. Now, at first glance, this commandment might seem like it's only about avoiding swearing or using God's name carelessly. But it goes so much deeper than that. It's about how we represent God in our words, in our actions, and even in our hearts. God's name represents his character, his reputation, and his authority. So treating his name with reverence reflects how we view him and our relationship with him. God's laws, for instance, like this ones, are designed to help us live in harmony with him and with each other human beings. The third commandment reminds us not to treat God lightly or casually. It is not just about avoiding misuse of his name, but about honoring him in everything we do. If we claim to follow God, our lives should reflect his love, his truth, and his holiness. Think about it this way. When we misuse God's name, whether through careless speech or false promises or hypocritical living, we undermine his authority and we misrepresent who he is to others. Now, this doesn't just hurt our relationship with God, it can damage others' ability to see him for who he truly is. Now, the third commandment also challenges us to consider how we live as representatives of God. When we call ourselves Christians, we carry his name. If our actions do not align with his character, if we are dishonest, if we are unkind or unjust, we take his name in vain by failing to reflect his nature and his glory. We spoil the brand, if you like. So how does this apply to us today? Well, firstly, let us examine how we speak about God, how we use his name thoughtlessly or casually, or do we speak his name with reverence as a reflection of our love and our respect and awe for him. Number two, let us reflect on how we live as his representatives. Are our lives consistent with God's character? Do our actions point others to his love and truth, or do they actually distort who God is? And finally, let us embrace the privilege of carrying God's name. So this third commandment serves to remind us of this incredible honor and responsibility we have as his people. We are the spiritual descendants of Abraham, and we are to live with integrity and humility and with love. And when we do that, we not only honor God's name, but also invite others to know him. So this commandment isn't about restrictions. Again, it's about relationships. It's about knowing God's way and knowing that he's calling us to live in a way that reflects his goodness and bring him glory. And when we honor God's name in our words, in our actions, we find joy, we find purpose in life, and the opportunity to make him known to others. For that we can say, Amen.